board is in fact an integral part of the divine whole, Paramatman, that the Vedas declare unequivocally. No one is superior or inferior. All are brothers, all should strive for the interest of all and progress collectively. That's from the Rig Veda, Mandala 5, Sukta 60, Mantra 5. Hinduism knows the solution to all forms of discrimination. That solution is oneness, bringing humanity back to its space of oneness for a peaceful and sustainable world with zero discrimination is at the core of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission.
Thank you, Ma Vijayapriya. Next slide, please. So before we begin today's award ceremony, we are delighted to share greetings received on this auspicious occasion of Maha Paramashivaratri. We would like to thank Governor Tom Wolf, the Governor of Pennsylvania, United States, for his letter of greetings. Thank you.
Next slide, please. Next slide. We would also like to thank Dr. Most Reverend Charles Jason Gordon, Archbishop of Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, for his letter of greetings. Thank you, Most Reverend Charles, Archbishop of Port of Spain. And to begin today's award ceremony, we would like to firstly thank all awardees for taking the time to being here to receive the Kailasa Oneness Award and the Kailasa Mitra Award, and to be part of this global conclave on the occasion of Maha Paramashivaratri being organized by Sri Kailasa in collaboration with the Department of Religion and Worship and the Sri Kailasa Uniting Nations for Global Peace and Conflict Resolution. We would like to thank all the viewers who have joined us from across 100 countries, either on the international TV, Nityananda TV, or viewing on the various social media platforms. We thank you for being here. Today, we would be conferring 3 awards to various distinguished individuals who, through their sincere hard work, contribute to create a zero discrimination world.
Thank you, Ma Vijayapriya. Next slide, please. So first, Sri Kailasa is pleased to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award. This award is being conferred on the auspicious celebration of Maha Paramashivaratri, recognizing individuals who live the cosmic truth of non-dualism or Advaita, radiating this powerful state and space which can be seen through their life's work, treating all beings equally without discrimination, creating a more peaceful, blissful, and united world. Just like the explosion of superconscious energy, which happens on this day each year on planet Earth to remove the darkness of ignorance and bring enlightenment to the universe, these esteemed individuals have been and continue to be beacons in society of life positivity, compassion, and truth.
The Kailasa Oneness Award was created in honor of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's relentless work to end discrimination in order to attend to humanity's basic needs, regardless of race, gender, socioeconomic status, caste, greed, sexual orientation, sexual identity, disability, or other status. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism launched 6 international humanitarian mandates known as the 6 Ohms. They include the Sovereign Om, which is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's humanitarian response to global peace, conflict resolution, and religious freedom. The Red Om, which is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's humanitarian response to eradicate world hunger. The White Om, which is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's humanitarian response to mental health including spiritual counseling, the Yellow Om, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's humanitarian response to providing knowledge assistance to the world, the Green Om, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's response to environmental protection, the Blue Om, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's humanitarian response to ethical treatment of animals. Today, each of our esteemed award recipients will be receiving the Kailasa Oneness Award under the 6 Ohms categories according to the focus of their work.
So we will first be conferring the Kailasa Oneness Award under the Saffron Om category. We would now like to introduce Mr. Philip Yanyo from the United States. Mr. Philip Yanyo was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and became involved with the Indigenous community in 1991 and joined the Committee of 500 Years of Dignity and Resistance. Later that year, he joined the Lake Erie Native American Council. In 1997, Mr. Yanyo became a board member of the newly established American Indian Movement of Ohio, and in 2001 became the organization's executive director and has held that position for 21 years. Mr. Yanyo has tirelessly worked on issues that affect Indigenous people. One such issue is the use of Indigenous symbols and caricatures by organizations which demean sacred symbols, especially in use of mascots. Mr. Yenyo, Shri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Yes, thank you, and hello to everyone. I would like to thank the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nathyanda Paramashivam, for this honor, and I humbly accept the Kailasa Om Oneness Award on this auspicious day of Maha Paramashivaratri, Zero Discrimination Day. And yes, it was a long struggle against this baseball team here in Cleveland. But there are other venues that we're still working on, like getting high schools and colleges to also change their name and get away from these racial stereotyping of our people. It's really hard here in the state of Ohio. We have the highest rate of Native American mascots. I think it's really great that this is a oneness award, because we not only fight for our dignity, but we also work with other organizations to fight for other people's dignities, and their humanity, to come together as one human family. The Lakota have a saying. It's Mitakia Oyasin. We're all related, or we are related to all things, and that doesn't exclude the four-legged, the winged, the finned. It's also the standing people, the trees, the grasses, and all the creepy crawlies and insects. So we're all related to all things. We also work to protect the environment and work with other organizations that are doing that. This is Unchi Maka, which is Mother Earth. This is our mother, and we need to take care of our mother, because if we don't, then she doesn't take care of us. It's sad that things are the way they are in this day and age, and we continue to pray for Unchi Maka and all peoples, and hope that one day that all this division goes away and we become one. There's still a lot of work to be done. We still have a political prisoner by the name of Leonard Peltier sitting down in a Florida prison, suffering from the effects of COVID-19 in that prison. So, you know, the highest rates of police brutality are against Native American peoples. There's a lot of work to be done. And now we need the youth to come up and start taking over these roles that we've held, and get them more involved in protecting our sacred sites, like the one here in Ohio, a sacred serpent mound that's been desecrated. A lot of our ancient people's burial sites have been desecrated, and it still continues to this day. We now see that through the boarding school system, all the children that were murdered by the churches that were involved with the boarding school systems are now being found and returned to their families. Truth is something that definitely needs to be taught in schools, and we're working towards that too. It's I'm really honored for this award, but I want to say, humbly speaking, that it's not just me. There are Native peoples across this country that are fighting these same issues in their respective areas. So I accept this award for all of us that have been fighting this battle, and for the ancestors that came before me here locally that fought these battles. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Yanyo, for your sincere hard work and bringing all beings together as one family, and for getting the youth involved as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, we would like to introduce Dr. Zura Abawi from Canada. Dr. Abawi is an assistant professor of education and coordinator of the Masters of Educational Leadership program at Niagara University. Dr. Abawi authored The Effectiveness of Educational Policy for Bias-Free Hiring, Critical Insights to Enhance Diversity in the Canadian Teacher Workforce, and co-editor of Equity as Praxis in Early Childhood Education and Care. Dr. Abawi has a doctorate in social justice education. Her work focuses on how discourses of race, equity, and identity are negotiated, mediated, and socialized in education. Her research seeks to recenter the voices of racialized and indigenous children, families, and educators by problematizing whiteness and Eurocentric practices and processes of knowledge production, curricula, and discourses embedded in educational institutions from an anti-racist and critical race framework. Dr. Abawi is particularly interested in teacher hiring practices and how educational leaders make hiring decisions and their implications. Dr. Abawi advocates for increased diversity in educational leadership and teaching positions in order to make educational outcomes more equitable for communities that have been historically and currently marginalized by education system. Dr. Abawi, Sri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you. We now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you. And thank you. Can everyone hear me? Possible. And I apologize if there's any noise. I just have my 4-month-old with me here. It's good afternoon, and I would like to extend my greetings to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Parashivan, and to Sri Kailasa for hosting this global peace conclave. And building on what Mr. Yanyo said, and thank you so much for all of your work and acknowledging the work of so many others who are advocating for justice and for dismantling settler colonialism. My work is interested in increasing diversity in educational systems, which are so often sites of oppression and marginalization, especially for Black and Indigenous students, as well as other students of color. Coming from the Canadian context, thinking about this past summer when thousands of unmarked graves of Indigenous children were uncovered, it sort of plays into Canada's denial of racism, even in light of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of 2015. My work seeks to remove barriers for Black, Indigenous, and children of color and families so that people can have full access to education. I believe that education is not equitable if we do not reflect the diversity of the communities we serve. And not reflecting the diversity, we're silencing other epistemologies and ways of knowing, and thus perpetuating the narrative of settler colonialism, which contributes to the ongoing oppression of Black, Indigenous, and other persons of color. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abawi, for all the hard work that you're doing to end discrimination. Thank you.
And next, we would like to introduce Dr. Patricia Longo from the United States. Dr. Longo is a professor of political theory at St. Mary's College of California. She received her BA degree in political science and history from the University of Pennsylvania and her master's and PhD in political science from the University of California, Berkeley. She teaches courses on social justice, among them theories of justice, gender politics, race politics, food politics, post-colonial theory, and restorative justice. Among her most recent publications are a book, Justice Unbound, Voices for the 21st Century, 2019, and a chapter on Sojourner Truth in a book on alternative political theorists. Dr. Patricia Longo, Sri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you. I lost the screen, so can you see me and hear me?
Yes, we can both see you and hear you.
My screen just went completely black and flashing. So I'm very grateful to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivaratri, and to Sri Kailasa for hosting this Global Peace Conclave and Award ceremony. And I'm humbled by this award that I want to dedicate to the many people that helped me become who I am. And I want to start with my father, who risked his life in the resistance against fascism in Italy during the Second World War, and taught me that without justice, there cannot be peace. To my mother, who fought for gender equality and taught me that the goal of social justice is a society where everyone is equal and is treated with equal dignity. And to all those who came before me and fought for the rights that I enjoy today. In my teaching, I try to have my students reflect on the question of our complicity in the system that we criticize in our discussions. We're never outside the system, so the choice is not about whether we participate in the institutional practices constituting our life worlds, but only how and in what ways and with what effects. Do we take paths of least resistance, then reproduce politics as usual? Or do we attempt to be critically aware of structural violence and wary of too easy analysis and quick fixes? My work in both teaching and scholarship is focused, therefore, on decolonizing the curriculum by contextualizing liberalism within its colonial presumptions about race, humanity, and the good political community. The author I chose to include in my book, Justice Unbound, are women of color, Indigenous women, and others whose voices are hardly ever heard, and who challenge a liberal paradigm and orthodoxy of political theory and reject its individualistic outlook. They focus instead collective categories like class, race, gender, and coloniality, and their intersectionality, and on related concepts like identity and recognition. Although each reading reflects the limitation, the context, and demands of the time in which it was written, all start for one common assumption, that injustices are structural and the product of social institutions and laws, rather than of individual acts and mindsets. The solutions, therefore, must address the historical legacies of racism, colonialism, and sexism, and others. The meaning of decolonizing the curriculum and not merely diversifying it is to recognize that knowledge is inevitably marked by power relations. In our world, everything is touched by colonization, the theft of indigenous lands, genocide, enslavement, and efforts to destroy non-white cultures. And academia is about as colonized as one can get. Still, as someone committed to social justice, I have a duty to push against whiteness as default and whiteness as dominant. In a society still marked by long colonial history, in which straight upper-class men are at the top of the social order, political theory and many other disciplines give disproportionate prominence to the experiences, concerns, and achievements of this one group. The colonized curriculum, therefore, would bring questions of class, race, gender, and sexuality into dialogue with each other, instead of pretending there's some kind of generic identity we all share. Ultimately, to decolonize, I think, is to ask difficult questions of ourselves. And so, as I remind my students, we can never give up hope in our struggle, because if we do, what is the meaning of our lives? Instead, we keep marching forward together, holding hands in solidarity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Longo, for your dedication to spreading a message of solidarity. Thank you.
And next, we would like to introduce Ms. Natasha Pozel. Ms. Pozel is a director of Amnesty International Slovenia since 1999 and has previously worked with Amnesty International headquarters in London as press officer for Kosovo genocide crisis and in public relations and television production. In her role as a director for Amnesty International in Slovenia, she has set up and developed programs of campaigns, human rights education, fundraising, and advocacy. She led the section to grow 11,000 members movement, campaigning on a major domestic and global issues and offering support to local rights holders, among others, working with Roma, erased, and migrants and refugees. Ms. Natasha Pozel, Shri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Your Excellencies, dear Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivan, and to Shri Kailasa, greetings to you from Slovenia, and please accept my deepest appreciation and gratitude for hosting this global peace conclave and award ceremony. I'm deeply honored that you have noticed the efforts to fight discrimination and injustice of civil society in Slovenia, of which Amnesty International Slovenia is a part of. To name just two of those efforts, for years, for decades, we have been fighting shoulder to shoulder with Roma through advocacy, through activism, media work, who in some settlements live without water and electricity, children striving for success in schools, although doing homework by the candlelight and wash themselves in outdoor streams. We fought for reparation of erased people who 30 years ago have been removed from the permanent residence registry, stripped of all their rights attached to this status. They were left without the right to work, without right to education. Thousands were expelled from the country to other republics of ex-Yugoslavia. Last Friday, the president has offered a formal apology on behalf of the state and on the personal behalf after the years-long claim from Erased and also the petition of Amnesty. It took 30 years for this act of apology, and for many Erased, this apology is the only reparation measure they have received. Just now, I come from a peaceful protest to express solidarity with people in Ukraine, which is only one of many conflicts in the world, which make us painfully realize how much we, as a global community, need to work on peace, justice, and freedom. It takes a hard work from institutions, from communities, and every single individual to maintain and improve our world, our human rights. We need to keep appreciating each other of our identities so we can realize how much we have in common. So as a mother, as a daughter, as a friend, as a tireless cook for my children, as an activist, as a community organizer, I send you my gratitude and appreciation to all that work tirelessly to end discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pazel, for all the hard work that you're doing and for being here with us today. Thank you.
And next, we would like to introduce Ms. Maureen Koputo from South Sudan. Ms. Koputo is the founder and CEO of Women and Children Health Organization. Ms. Koputo works for preventive healthcare, sanitation, nutrition, and education to save the lives of children who are homeless and orphans. She fights against gender-based discrimination and contributes in improving women's health and rights and to the reduction of disparities in healthcare available to women and newborns. Ms. Koputo has implemented projects amplifying women's voices on sexual and reproductive health rights and peace in South Sudan. She organizes community dialogues and continues to fight for the rights of the vulnerable population. Ms. Koputo, Sri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words. We will give just a little bit of time to Ms. Koputo. She seemed to be having audio difficulty. Yes, Ms. Koputo is having a technical issue. So thank you, Ms. Koputo, for all your sincere hard work and contribution in ending discrimination.
We will now be conferring the Kailasa Oneness Award under the category of the White Om. Next, we would like to introduce Mr. Dewan Chandra Bhose Sharman from the Republic of Suriname. Dr. Sharman is Deputy Chair of the Parliament of Suriname, having studied medicine as a general practitioner since 1994 at governmental clinics. He has received training in suicide prevention and intervention. Since 2015, he has served as a member of the parliament and is a spokesperson of VHP. Furthermore, he has served as a board member of the Arya Divakar, and having also been involved in different social and service organizations. Dr. Dewan Chandra Bhose Sharman, Sri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Oneness Award to you. We now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Excellency Jagat Guru Maha, the Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityanand Paramashivaratri. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Distinguished and accomplished companions, change agents and advocates of this global peace organization. Once more, today is a very auspicious day, Maha Paramashivaratri. My best wishes to you all. It is my honor to join this virtual global peace conclave on the occasion of the Zero Discrimination Day of 2022. It's also with great honor and humility that I accept the nomination of the Kailash Om Award. Today, I'm present in the role of a public servant of my country. And that is what I will start off my speech with the following well-known fact of my country. Suriname is my country. Hope you all know it is located in the northern part of South America. Although we are of the mainland of South America, we are a part of the Caribbean community too. Ladies and gentlemen, Suriname provides its citizens the freedom to practice any religion of their choice. If you have a good orientation of my country, you should know it is a very multi-ethnic, multicultural population it has. What makes it more beautiful is our level of tolerance, regardless of our many differences. And the differences are not only religion, but in any dimension and direction. Fact of the matter is, Suriname is an utmost diverse nation, while at the same time, tolerance among us, our people, is very high. And exactly these two things are very important factors for me as a person. First, allowing every person to be themselves, while at the same time having incredibly high tolerance breeds equality and freedom, in the end resulting in the flourishing of individuals. Moreover, these two things are the building block of our amazing uniqueness as country. We are known as country as the UN within South America and the Caribbean, for your information. That's why equality and non-discrimination are freedom and topics I take at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I have often been involved in activities relating to human rights, equality, and non-discrimination. First of all, my religion. I'm a practitioner of Hindu Dharma and member of Arya Samaj. And the core principles of Hinduism dictate that every living being is equal and you must treat everybody fairly. I was also the deputy chair of a non-profit organization, an NGO, which is specialized in providing psychological help to persons. Due to my profession as medical doctor, I consider this as my duty. Here, I encountered people from every walk of life, and let me tell you one thing: adversity and problems do not discriminate amongst people. Whether you are rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, problems of all kinds arrive to your doorstep. That's why I never discriminated in providing something as essential as psychological or medical help. I helped with social issues such as care for elderly, suicide intervention and prevention, and education. Now, as a politician, I am and have been involved in several zero discrimination and human rights endeavors. I was member of PGA, the Parliamentarians for Global Action, where I was involved in promoting peace, democracy, the rule of law, human rights, gender equality, and any other issue regarding the general population in the world. More specifically, I advocated for and collaborated with the members of LGBTQ plus community, as they are also a group in dire need of a voice and recognition also in my country. Ladies and gentlemen, currently I am the Vice Chair of the Parliament and the Chairperson of the Parliamentary Commission responsible for human rights. Therefore, I see it as my holy duty to advocate for equality, zero discrimination, and peace. When there is equality, zero discrimination, and peace, our society will grow. I strongly believe that if we want to head in the right direction regarding peace, we should begin with not discriminating against people or groups of people. I need to be clear to every individual, no matter the color of your skin, the song of your religions, and any descent, you are a human being. And just like everybody else, you will have to get the same opportunity to flourish in life. We do have a long way ahead, I think, but every step in the right direction must be appreciated. I hope with this nomination, I will get triggered to do my best in the field of work I do. May God bless you all. Namaste. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Dr. Sharman, for your words and for all the hard work you are doing. Thank you so much. And next, we would like to introduce Ms. Ana Pleško from Slovenia. Ms. Pleško is the director of Symbioza Genesis. She is active in youth work, intergenerational cooperation, and e-literacy for all generations for the past 10 years. Ms. Pleško helped lead the biggest nation Slovenian action on encouraging illiteracy among seniors and advanced illiteracy among young people in 2013, with more than 3,000 volunteers and more than 5,000 senior participants per year. Ms. Anna Pleshko, we warmly welcome you and we kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you. On the behalf of Symbiosa team, I would firstly like to express our greetings to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivan, and to Sri Kailasa for hosting this Global Peace Conclave and Award ceremony, and to all present at this special event. And secondly, I would also like to express our appreciation for the award. Symbiosa activities are based on empowering people with digital literacy through intergenerational cooperation, volunteering, and lifelong learning. We promote the right to access to innovation technologies to all citizens, and with that, we strengthen tolerance, respect, trust, solidarity, and encourage culture and lingual diversity. Our growth allowed us to connect over 200,000 people in the last 10 years altogether. We are very excited by the idea of connecting thousands of young and elderly people, showing to the older generation that we appreciate them and that the world can still rely on us, young people. We wanted to show that generations do care, that we are able to help each other, that we share the same space, even though it sometimes feels that we are living in two different worlds, and that we can understand each other if we make the effort to truly listen. Symbiosis is about reconnecting a generation that all get more from being and learning together. The forces of individualization, fragmentation, and alienation should not prevent us from knitting threads between different groups of society, both in Slovenia and around the world. Intergenerational cooperation is a human necessity wherever we look. Symbiosa connects. It makes the elderly happy and it empowers the youth. What better could we wish for the future? In Symbiosa, we strongly believe that intergenerational cooperation will be the richest dialogue of the future. And thank you for recognitions our work with this award.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anna Pleshko, for all the hard work you're doing and for being here. Thank you so much.
And next, we would like to introduce the Honorable Anastasia James Wambura from Tanzania. Honorable Anastasia James Wambura is a three-term member of parliament. She was appointed to a seat in the Tanzanian parliament in 2005 to a seat reserved for women. Honorable Anastasia James Wambura was appointed Deputy Minister in the Ministry for Information, Culture, Arts and Sports in the newly elected President John Magufuli's government after the 2015 elections. She serves under Cabinet Minister Nape Nyoye. Honorable Anastasia James Wambura, we warmly welcome you and we kindly invite you to share a few words. And we kindly request you to unmute. Seems Honorable Anastasia James Wambura is having some technical issue. So thank you so much for all your hard work and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Masudanta Priya. And now we will be conferring the Kailasa Mitra Award. The Kailasa Mitra Award is conferred to individuals for their dedication to cultivate a long-lasting friendship with Sri Kailasa.
Sri Kailasa is honored to now warmly welcome and introduce Governor Gzigwazinza Ingativa Neusa, Governor and Indigenous Counselor of the Nation People, Mushka Chipsha from Colombia, South America. Governor Gzigwazinza Ingativa Neusa is the Indigenous Governor of the Cabildo Mayor Mushka Chipsha Boyaca people an indigenous ethnic group in Colombia, and the indigenous counselor of the ancestral authority of the nation. He is a social leader and a direct descendant of the Muxca Chipcha ethnic group by lineage from the Muxca Chipcha Casco Ebate Indigenous Muxca Chipcha de Zuardo. A lawyer by profession, Governor Xiguazinza Ingativa Neusa wears many hats which span various fields from law to ethnohistory, anthropology, political science, human sciences, and human rights. Governor Xiguazinza Ingativa Neusa, Sri Kailasa is honored to confer the Kailasa Mitra Award to you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Aló,
Yes, we can hear you.
¿me escuchan? Disculpas, no tengo cámara, solamente voy con mi voz. Fijisca Tibaragüe, espíritu consejero, saludo al sumo pontífice del hinduismo, Bhagavan Nityananda, Paramashivaratri, y a Sri Kailasa, por ser los anfitriones de este cónclave por la paz global y la ceremonia de premiación. Excuse me, tradition, allá no speak in English. Mi nombre es Xiguazinza Ingativa Neusa, gobernador indigenous de Pueblo Nación Muxca Chipcha, de Colombia, Suramérica. Me amaneció pensando en ustedes, somos habitantes de los valles de las montañas, queremos compartir un pensamiento, una palabra, un corazón. Aquí desde las tierras de Boyacá, Colombia, desde el pueblo Nación Muxca Chipcha, Boyacá, como autoridad ancestral de mi linaje, quiero enviar un saludo a este gran encuentro para la integración de la paz del mundo, por la integración de los pueblos, por la unidad del espíritu en la humanidad. Para nosotros es un gran motivo ser invitados a este cónclave de la paz global, de los esfuerzos de las actuales generaciones. Llevamos adelante en sostener y emerger nuestra tradición a punto de desaparecer y comprender este mundo de ahora, pese a las diferencias y a las deudas históricas que están en nuestros pueblos. Somos amigos de la verdad, del amor, la sabiduría y la justicia. Exigimos a través de esta gran audiencia que aparezca la verdad histórica, la reparación real, no simbólica, justicia y no repetición del daño, la no marginación y discriminación a la humanidad y a la naturaleza, que aparezca la unidad y la integridad. Exigimos a los estados y a quienes tienen cierta injerencia en el poder del mundo, tanto de los sistemas religiosos y espiritual, político, económico, pedagógico, ecológico y cultural, en crisis, a que hagamos el gran acuerdo integral e intergeneracional del plan salvavidas y orden del todo y exaqua. Estamos en los tiempos del quinto sol y para nuestro pensamiento, desde el corazón de Colombia, en América Latina, nosotros hacemos un llamado a la humildad, a la sensatez, a recordar el origen de los pueblos, nuestra ley de origen, el derecho mayor y nuestra ley natural. Pedimos respeto a la vida, a las personas animales, el agua, la tierra, el aire, la luz del sol, las capas vegetales, etcétera, para llegar a ese gran acuerdo, para poder encontrarnos en un solo pensamiento y apoyarnos y fortalecernos contra el mal, el desorden, el caos, la guerra, la envidia, la ambición, el desamor, la desconfianza y los egoísmos y todos aquellos males y enfermedades que aquejan a la humanidad. Todas y todos tenemos la responsabilidad histórica en este momento como generación de entregarle a las futuras generaciones un mundo mejor. Agradecer a su divina santidad Nityananda Paramashivan a todo este proceso de amanecer de la gran nación global Sri Kailasa en un solo pensamiento, un solo corazón, una sola palabra. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Governor Gzigwazinza Ingativa Neusa, for your friendship and for your support. Sri Kailasa is also deeply touched to have received your commendation letter. Muchas gracias. And next, Sri Kailasa is honored to warmly welcome Governor Enaro Poloy from the Republic of Palau. Governor Enaro Poloy of Meleco State believes that more young people from his state should continue to further their education to the best of their abilities. Based on this belief, every year he sets aside $2,000 from his salary as a scholarship to every deserving student from the state. This scholarship was established in 2015 and awarded every year as long as he holds office. Governor Poloy, we warmly welcome you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words. Governor Poloy, if you could please make sure that you are unmuted. It seems Governor Poloy is having some technical difficulty. Thank you so much for all your hard work and for being with us today. And next, Sri Kailasa is honored to now warmly welcome the Honorable Tlohelang Peter Omane, Minister of Development Planning from the Kingdom of Lesotho. Honorable Tlohelang Peter Omane is the Minister of Development Planning. He's also a member of Parliament for Semina constituency following his election during the June 2017 snap elections and was subsequently appointed as Minister of Development Planning in June 2017. Honorable Minister Omane held various positions in the public service and private sector before he was appointed the Honorable Minister of Development Planning. In the private sector, Honorable Minister Omane worked as a specialist for Lesotho Millennium Development Agency. He also worked at SADC Secretariat as Trade Officer in Botswana, Gaborone in 2009, and was Trade Expert in Lesotho Mission in 2007 to 2008. Besides his commitment in politics and professional career, Honorable Minister Omane works with different sectors of society on developmental projects intended to alleviate poverty. Honorable Minister Tlohelang Peter Omane, we warmly welcome you and we kindly invite you to share a few words. Seems Honorable Minister Omane is having some technical difficulty. Thank you so much for all your hard work and for being with us today.
And now, Sri Kailasa is honored to warmly welcome His Worship Fabrice Rulinda, Lord Mayor of Entebbe, the Republic of Uganda. Next slide, please. His Worship Fabrice Brad Rulinda is a practitioner, PR practitioner, political analyst, innovator, and entrepreneur. He speaks 9 languages: French, Portuguese, Chinese, Kinyarwanda, Swahili, Ashwati, Luganda, Creoles, and Pidgins, English-based and English. His worship's tireless work and dedication to the city of Entebbe and its people with health as its priority brought milestones to the Entebbe municipality, such as becoming first city in Uganda to roll out artificial intelligence to tackle noise pollution and is striving for becoming a smart city. Honorable Mayor Rulinda, we warmly welcome you and kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry, I've been traveling, so I am not dressed appropriately for the award. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I had to find. Yes, I had to find somewhere to stop at least to have this. First of all, I'd like to thank you for this award. As a young man in Africa, first of all, I'd like to give you a brief background about Uganda. I had my brother mention that he is the UN of the area. I would say Uganda is the UN. We are one of the most diverse countries. We welcome people from everywhere, and I think that is the African way. I find it sad that as a world, we are still looking so hard. We are looking so hard at color. We are looking so hard at religion and not focusing on our abilities and our strengths. Human beings need to understand that for us to get to where we need to go, as human beings, we have to focus purely and entirely on the goodness of humanity. What I have learned in my years here on earth, there are good people and bad people from everywhere. And as a person, I am committed, I am dedicated to ensuring that human beings are looked at and are taken exactly as that, human beings, the good and the bad, and trying to build on the good and trying to change the bad. I am a true believer in the fact that humanity will do better if we focused on how to grow each other. I'm a true believer in culture. I'm a true believer in the goodness and the works of people as they come. I find it extremely wrong for people to who they are and where they come from. And it's my entire pleasure to work with the Kailasa group, the Kailasa nation, because they have gone back, focused on their roots, focused on their culture, and are fighting to build their nation. I am committed to working with them. I am committed to working with everybody that is about promotion of human being, about promotion of the goodness and what works we can do to change our world. The only thing we owe Earth is our impact to it. And it's our impact should always be positive. There is not much more that we can give to it. And I pray that each one of us here works as hard as we can to ensure that when we are gone tomorrow, we leave this earth a better place for the next generation. I thank you so much for this award, and I would like to extend a welcome to Entebbe to the rest of you. And I can assure you that as a mayor, I'll work tirelessly to ensure that friendship, love, cordiality, and growth happens for the rest of human beings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Fabrice Wilinda, for your inspiring leadership and for your message of oneness. And next, Sri Kailasa is honored to warmly welcome His Worship Charles Salgado, Mayor of Punta Gorda Town in Belize. His Worship Mayor Charles Salgado is the Mayor of Punta Gorda Town, Belize. As an official head of the Town Council, His Worship Mayor Salgado is responsible for the management of the municipal affairs. He's also holding the position of Treasurer of Belize Mayors Association. Mayor Charles Salgado, we warmly welcome you and we kindly invite you to share a few words. We kindly request you to unmute. Thank you.
Good day, you're hearing me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. I share greetings like everybody else from the beautiful town of Punta Gorda, Belize. We are here in Central America. And as I hear from all the other leaders, I want to express my greetings to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And I would like to share the same sentiments that the other leaders share. You know, in my country, we are not going through what you guys are going through there, but I must express that I do not believe in this type of behavior, and I want to say it categorically that we here in Belize strongly condemn this type of behavior against humanity. And we are only a small population of little under 500,000 people here at Belize. And we are very, very diverse as well. So we do not have that kind of experience that you folks are having out there. And I just share my deepest emotion when it comes to this type of behavior against humanity. I watch the news on a daily basis and I see what these poor people are going through in Africa with the apartheid and these type of things. And I listen to you talking and I have seen what you people are experiencing. And I hope to see that one of these days before I leave this beautiful earth, that oneness, like what His Holiness is fighting for, will become a reality. Because I believe that that is what the Supreme Being has us here for. Equality, justice, freedom, peace, you know, regardless of what color we are, regardless of where we come from, regardless of what religion we believe in, I believe that all of us supposed to be on the same level in humanity. And so I want to accept this award and I want to say greetings from us here in the beautiful town of Punta Gorda. I got into this political arena because I believe in justice for all, equality for all. And so from my office, I do not segregate. I do not watch color. I do not believe in discrimination. My office provides equality to everyone. If I can assist you in any way, I will generously do it. And so I'm asking that the leaders, I'm calling on all the other world leaders to let us believe in oneness. Let us try to focus on humanity as a gift from the Supreme Being. And let us try to follow His Holiness, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and let us try to reach that scope that we are striving for. I thank you very much, and I send greetings to you all also from this beautiful country, Belize and Punta Gorda town. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Salgado, for spreading a message of oneness, equality, justice, freedom, and peace for all beings. Thank you. Next, Sri Kailasa is honored to warmly welcome Mr. Logendralingam from Canada. Thank you so much for being with us. We warmly welcome you and kindly invite you to share a few words. Mr. Logendralingam, we kindly request you to unmute. It seems Mr. Logendralingam is having some technical issues. Thank you so much for all your hard work. And next, Sri Kailasa is honored to warmly welcome Mr. Dipan Mitra, Secretary General, World Hindu Federation, Bangladesh Chapter from Bangladesh. Mr. Dipan Mitra, thank you so much for being with us today, and we kindly invite you to share a few words.
Firstly, I would like to extend my heartiest greetings and wishes to Supreme point of Hinduism, the Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, and the sovereign state of Sri Kailasa for their unique works to unite the whole world and create the peace and reduce the all kind of discriminations and conflict. And I feel so honored and delighted to nominated me as a award from Sri Kailasa Mitra Award. And I would like to express my view that I am belong from Bangladesh, where the people lives in and face all kind of discriminations, especially for the religious perspective. And in Bangladesh, the minorities peoples are facing extreme kind of discriminations, and every time they are persecuted and ethnic cleansing is happening all over the country. And and we from our organizations, World Hindu Federations, and our NGO, Bureau of Minority Rights Bangladesh, are working hard to reduce all kind of discriminations and want to ensure the rights of minorities peoples and ethnic communities to ensure their political, social, economic, and religious rights of minorities and all peoples of Bangladesh. Again, my heartiest thanks to Sri Kailasa for their unique work, and I want to confirm that I am committed to work with Sri Kailasa for creating the peace and uniqueness and holiness to all over the world. And we believe the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. That means we believe that all the peoples all over the world are our friends, are our relatives, and we want to create such kind of equal and equity society in all over the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dipan Mitra, for all your hard work and dedication and for being with us today. Thank you so much. And next, Sri Kailasa is honored to now welcome Mr. David Gallup, President and General Counsel of the World Service Authority, Washington, D.C., United States. Mr. Gallup, thank you so much for being with us today. And we now kindly invite you to share a few words. Also kindly requesting for you to be on the camera. If you can please turn on your camera and remember to unmute. Thank you. It seems Mr. Galup may be having some technical difficulties. Sri Kailasa warmly thanks you for being with us and for all your hard work. Thank you so much. Sri Kailasa is now honored to warmly welcome Reverend Dr. Billy Gama from the Republic of Malawi. Reverend Dr. Billy Gama is an advisor to the President of Malawi on Religious Affairs at State House, OPC, and the General Secretary of the Church of Central Africa, Presbyterian, Blantyre Synod, Malawi. Reverend Dr. Billy Gama, we warmly welcome you, and we now kindly invite you to share a few words.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and His Divine Holiness, but also the entire management team, including the host for this wonderful program on this great day, Zero Against Discrimination. It is an honor that he could recognize me to receive a Oneness Award from Kailasa. Just listening and following ideologies of Kailasa, I felt this is a group that we need to work together, because the issues of discrimination, they are killing the world. But also the issues of saying, the issues of nepotism, they're killing the world. Fighting each other is not the right thing to do. The promotion of peace by Kailasa is what all of us, we must be longing to achieve. In Malawi, I served as presidential advisor on religious affairs and advising the president on matters of religion. And during my time as advisor to the president, I ensured that there was unity in diversity. Unity should not always mean that you should be having the same principles, but you should be united despite some differences. We should bring strength and love towards each other. But also I've been chairman of the University of Malawi Council, promoting education, considering that education is the best weapon for development and change. But also that education should not be discriminatory to a particular society or a group or gender issues, but it should include everybody, because issues of development, they need everybody to participate, despite different political belongings, but also different regions where people belong. But also I've been chairman of the Rongota Board and the chairman of Malawi Broadcasting Corporation. In all those areas, I felt we need to work together as a team. Now, as a general secretary of the CCP Blantyre Synod, the largest denomination group in Malawi, with a membership of over 1.8 million, I've been promoting the issues of unity. And we have been reflecting on an agenda for the next 2 years, starting from last year in August, rebuilding the CCP Blantyre Synod together by the help of God. This award, I receive it with humbleness and humility, but also giving thanks to the President of the Republic of Malawi and all the people that have played a role to ensure that Reverend Dr. Billy Gama has a conducive involvement to contribute to the issues that build the nation of Malawi, including the church and the private sector. Thank you so much. I really appreciate and I receive this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Billy Gama, for all your hard work in promoting peace, unity, and diversity between all people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Maswatantara Priya. And now let us get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, who will personally be conferring the most awaited Kailasa Ratna Award, Kailasa's highest civilian award, and delivering the Presidential Award on this most auspicious celebration of Maha Paramashivaratri. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will also be conferring the Kailasa Ratnamani Award to Her Royal Highness Prime Minister, Madame Premier Nuit Boheng Maphlela of the Bakoloki Kingdom, South Africa, and the Kailasa Mitra Award to Prince Siboniso Moloi and His Excellency Dr. Boniface Obare, Secretary General and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We thank you so much for joining us, and now let us get ready to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Thank you.
Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.